Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kyle. Thank you so much for being here today. There's a lot of noise going on outside, so if you hear any background noise, I apologize for that. But I just did my yoga practice, so I'm also kind of sweaty. And the fans aren't running for sound, so I'm also just kind of hot in general here in Los Angeles. So yeah, and this is also me shedding any ideas that I have of my own perception in order to record and allowing myself just to really show up as I am. And if I'm sweaty, then I'm sweaty. So that's what's also happening for me right now. It's been a few weeks since I've talked to you, and I'm really excited to be back here and kind of, I guess, do an update about what's been going on for me in these past few weeks and what I've learned and kind of what my practice is looking like. So I'm currently reading this book called The Untethered Soul, and I have some learnings from the book that are deeply applying to my life, and that's kind of what I wanted to share with you right now about how I am witnessing the closing of my heart and going through the process of reopening it. So today is July 15th, so we're halfway through the year. So I have spent a lot of time this month just reflecting about what this year has been for me and what's been happening and what I've gone through and really the journey thus far into this moment. And a lot of this year has been very difficult for me, but also at the same time, a lot of it has been me consistently telling myself not to give up, not to quit in regards to my personal growth and releasing myself from conditions and habits and patterns and behaviors that don't serve me anymore. So a lot of the work I've been doing on myself has just been funneled by my own commitment to finding my personal freedom and my inner freedom. So as I'm reading this book, there's just a lot of ideas that I've already had about myself and experiences that resonate with me that kind of have solidified, and that's what I want to share with you. So my biggest takeaway from this book so far is truly understanding the difference of energy of when my heart is open and when my heart is closed. I feel like now I can look back on different experiences that I've had in these past 6-7 months, and I can tell in moments when I've had my heart closed and in moments when I've had my heart open. And now that my consciousness is aware of what the energy shifts feel like between this openness and the closedness, I am cultivating openness in order to live my life fully. And that's what I've been doing. And I think I've been talking about this, but not really truly understanding what is going on inside of me. So I have a lot of understanding that we do go through highs and lows in life, and a lot of things shift and change, but this openness is always a choice. And the way we receive experiences is a choice, and the way we can close ourselves off is a choice. And I'm ready to choose to train myself to always be open to all of the experiences that come my way, and to be open to anything that I receive, and to be open to the flow of energy and love and joy into my heart at all times. And realizing that I no longer need to create triggers in order to close myself off. I can just decide to remain open. Letting go of these triggers that I had once created as a protective mechanism, and realizing that they never kept me truly protected. They were just used in order to close myself off because I was scared inside. And now I'm ready to release that scared self and that protected self and allow myself to be open. And knowing that there is nothing in this world that is worth closing my heart over. Now it is very clear to me that I do need to take time every day, probably in the morning is what works best for me, to consciously open my heart up and take time to witness the opening of my heart and the flowing of energy in my body. And that it's not just going to stop there, it's going to be all the time throughout the day whenever I notice that my heart is closing, when I'm feeling closed off in reaction to something, to take my time to breathe through these moments in order to remain open-hearted. There's a lot of subtle ways that we close our hearts throughout the day that we don't notice when we're moving so fast and when we're not taking the time to truly witness. But when we take the time to witness, we can see all of these subtle ways in which we close ourselves off and shut ourselves down in ways that we don't even realize that could be very small. But we can take our time to reopen to the vastness of life and all of the experiences that are headed our way. And for me too, this is what it means to channel creation, that your heart remains open so consistently that you're open to the flow of energy, the flow of creation through you, and that the ideas that you want to communicate flow through you very seamlessly, and you don't have to go searching for them. They simply appear to you. And you don't have to force anything to happen. It's just all about keeping your heart open. Having an open heart allows you to access infinite energy, and the most important thing to enjoy life fully is to have energy. To be enthused and excited just by the simple fact that you are alive and that you are and that you exist. And I think it's also important to acknowledge that we are not our heart. We are the witness to the power of our heart. We are consciousness. We are conscious awareness. We are the witness to the power of love. And we are the witness to the feeling of love. And we are the witness to the feeling of love and the feelings in our heart. So a lot of what I'm thinking about right now is learning how to be open without the influence of anyone else, and learning how to be open all by myself. Learning to be open after all of the realizations and all of the hardships. Learning to be open without being triggered into being open or triggered into being closed, and just knowing that an open heart is a natural state of being. And being open for the sake of being open, and being open in opposition to being closed. Being aware of how it feels to be open versus how it feels to be closed. And knowing that and truly understanding that being open is not only the right choice, but it is the easy choice. We've trained ourselves to think that being open is very difficult and being open is the hard thing to do, but it's the easy thing to do. It's the only thing to do. It's what we do naturally, and we've been so conditioned to believe that that's not who we are, but it is. But it does take a lot of work to get to those places. And I just want to take a moment to talk about my journey, about how I've been working on opening my heart for these past 6-7 months of my life, and share with you what I've been through and what I feel like I've overcome in order to be in the place that I'm at now. So at the end of last year, I was deeply hurt by some friends, and through that experience, a lot of personal growth and healing has taken place inside of me. And one of my friends that hurt me, I have been trying to repair that relationship. And through this time, it has been very painful for me to be around someone that I love and I no longer feel close to, and that I'm afraid might hurt me again if I'm open to them. And there is a lot of nuance to what's been going on, but if we're really being honest, I have been perpetuating my own hurt and pain in order to keep myself safe. I've closed my heart off in order to keep that scared self, that lower self, safe, and protect them from any of the fears that I have about moving forward. And by keeping my heart closed, I have been perpetuating my own hurt and my own pain in this space of anguish. And I love this person and I care for this person, and I don't want to live my life with a closed heart anymore. being open is so much more rewarding and so much more fulfilling than being closed off. And over these past several months, there have been ups and downs. And as I look back on those ups and downs, I can see when my heart was open and when my heart was closed. And before, I think I would just say like, oh, there's just highs and there's just lows. But now I'm very aware of the fact that what I am doing is closing off my heart and putting guards up and keeping that scared self inside and protected. And when they are protected, my mind starts to go down the drain. But when I open myself up, when I let go of that scared self, and when I let go of that idea of being hurt and being in pain, my life is very beautiful, and I have very beautiful experiences with my friends. And I am so thankful to have these honest truths about my experience. But I also hold myself with compassion and understanding that I am not perfect, and that there will probably be times where I close my heart off again and I fall into this false reality of hurt and pain. But that's the practice of building the power of my consciousness and building my willpower up so that I can recognize when I am closing my heart off and use my tools to shift back into a state of openness. And it's so easy to get stuck in a space of pain and hurt. It's so easy because it's so familiar, and that habit within me is so solidified. But our true nature is love. And maybe for you it doesn't seem easy right now or at all possible, but that's what the work is, and that's where the hard work comes in. We have a lot of work to do in order to open ourselves, but one day we'll look back and we'll be shocked as to how closed we used to be. And as we train our hearts to be open, we are forgetting how to close them. So just to put it in perspective again, this open heart journey of mine has been going on for 7 months now. And in these 7 months, I just realized what it truly means to have an open heart and what it really feels like. So it takes time, and it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a big commitment to yourself in order to even get to a place like this. And you have to always want the best for yourself. No matter when you're in a high situation or a low situation, you have to always remember and remind yourself that you are there to want the best for yourself. There have been countless lows that I've had in the past 6 months where I felt like crap, but I was still there journaling like, you can do this, don't give up on yourself, just keep pushing through. Always, always, always strive for yourself. It is so worth it. It is so worth it to be in this space, in this moment, in this time. It's just everything. And I am so proud of myself because there were so many times where I could have just given up. I could have just ran away and not shown up for myself. And I didn't. I've been sticking to it. And I've been pushing through, and I am so happy and so thankful to be in the place that I am now. And I'm so happy that I never gave up. And also, remember to please be gentle with yourself. Personally, I feel like I have a tendency that whenever I do reach kind of like a high point, that I really just throw myself out there and don't really take my time to truly learn the practice and feel the embodiment of the teaching. But now I want to take my time. I want to move very slowly in order to allow my awareness to witness what is happening inside of me with all of the new experiences that I'm going to have. I love the feeling of being open and just feeling young, wild, and free, but I'm still in my training grounds. It takes years and years of work to remain in a consistent and disciplined open heart space. So I'm trying to recognize when I need to go slow, to allow for that consistency and discipline to form in my practice. So I'm not a master yet, but I am going to be. Having an open heart truly feels like everything to me now. It makes everything that I have been doing make so much sense, and that this is what I've been working towards this whole time. And I finally understand what it truly means to have an open heart and to live this way. I just want to exist in this perpetual state of love and loving life and letting love flow through me. Yesterday morning, I was just laying in bed, like smiling at my room and everything that I was surrounded by, and just feeling so euphoric because I just felt so open-hearted for like 2 hours. I was just like open and letting the energy flow through me and just beaming. And I was just by myself and I was just flowing with gratitude, and I would think of people and just send them loving vibrations, and really just thinking about how everyone deserves to feel this way. And it's just been such an epic journey for me, and I'm just so thankful that I get to be on this journey and I get to experience these things, and all I want to do is share them with people. So yeah, moving forward now, the practice is all about keeping my heart open and knowing what that looks like for me, and getting so familiar with the feelings of having an open heart. And that when I fall into a space where I feel like I have to protect myself, that I know that when I protect myself, I am not letting myself be free. If I'm scared and I hide away in the darkness, if I callow in my fears, then I am not living my life in freedom. And if I continue to protect myself in whatever ways, I will not allow myself to grow. That's what protection is. You become stagnant and stuck. And when you're stagnant and stuck, you can't grow. And so I'm entering this commitment with the focus of being centered and knowing that my energy is in one place. And from this position of the witness, I can take in any and all experiences, and with the energy of love flowing through inside of me, every experience that I have will be fulfilling. And there's going to be a place where everything that reaches me, I will simply let go of. As the energy and experiences come into me, my heart will be open and they will simply pass through me, and I will enjoy my life the entire time. So thank you all for joining my sweaty self today. Please let me know what resonated with you in the comments and what you think about having an open heart and what that means to you. And I always just love to try and keep these discussions going even after the video is over. So please let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for being here and for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'm super excited for all of the ideas for my next videos. And I hope you have a great week. I will see you in the next one. Bye.